The power supply on my Apple IIe Platinum is bad. Let's upgrade to the ReActiveMIcro Universal Power Supply Kit for the Apple IIs. I recently purchased the last iteration of the Apple IIe. It's the Apple IIe Platinum. Apple started making the Platinum in January 1987 up until November of 1993. The original Apple IIe came out in 1983, and the Platinum marked the end of the Apple IIe's 10-year run. The Apple IIe pretty much remained the same the entire time. Regarding the Platinum, the most notable difference is that it came with a built-in number pad. The color is now a light gray. The keyboard layout is different. The reset button and power light are in new locations, and the logos are different. On the inside, the Platinum came stock with 128K of RAM and double high-res graphics. Apple also reduced the number of chips used. For example, the amount of memory chips. Unfortunately, the third-party Delta Electronics power supply was bad, so I used a known good power supply, and the Platinum worked flawlessly. Fortunately, I have a spare Apple II power supply I can use to keep the power supply case Apple branded. However, I wanted to replace the insides with ReActiveMIcro's Universal Power Supply Kit. It's a modern power supply design with a 2-year warranty. I paid around $70 plus tax, and shipping was around $13. I'll put a link to this item in the description below. And the ReActiveMIcro kit comes with the PCB, the upgraded power supply, anti-static strap, and a bag of accessories. Looks like it comes with 2 cables, 2 quick taps, and 4 M3 screws. And this power supply is model number AA11040B. It was made in the third week of 1985, and what's nice is they do give you a diagram of the plug. Follow all safety precautions before working on a power supply. Make sure that the power supply is unplugged. This one's been unplugged from the mains for several days, so I don't have to worry about the capacitors having a charge. These capacitors can hold a charge for a while, even after being unplugged. We're going to start the disassembly of the power supply by removing the 5 bottom screws on both sides of the power supply. Once all 10 screws have been removed, we can pop off the cover and see the insides of the power supply. So we got the AC side over here and the DC side on this side. And now we're going to remove the 6 screws holding the existing PCB to the case. Got one on the top right corner, bottom right corner, 2 in the middle, top left, and bottom left. And be mindful, these 6 screws have little washers on them. Make sure they stay together. And now we're just going to remove the 2 AC lines from the PCB. The brown is live and the blue is neutral. So we're just going to pull up. And this one's also grounded to the case. So I'm just going to use a adjustable wrench and a screwdriver to remove it. And I didn't purchase the custom output cable from ReActiveMIcro, so I'm going to be using the existing one. So I'm going to cut these cables as close to the motherboard as possible. Alright, and the cable has been removed from the motherboard. And the PCB is a little bit too long for the case, so what we're going to do is snap off this end. You could normally do it at the edge of a table, but since my table is rounded, I'm going to put it into a vise and snap it off. And instead of using the sharp edge of a table, I just put it in a vise, and I'm going to crack the additional piece free. And the edge is pretty smooth, and for completeness, the unnecessary area is clearly marked. It says break for short 2, 2+, 2E, and 2GS Aztec steel enclosures. And now we're going to install the new PCB into the case. We're going to use these clearly marked holes. This power supply is an 11040, so we got holes for 11040s here, here, slots in the middle, and then on the left side here and here. And when installing the new PCB, make sure that the AC input side is towards the switch. The 6 screws were used to reattach the PCB, and the ground was reattached to the case. And now we're going to install the power supply to the PCB. There are already pre-installed standoffs, and then we're going to use the M3 screws supplied in the accessory bag. And the power supply has now been attached to the PCB using the 4 screws, and the terminal labeled LGN is facing the AC side. And now we're going to connect the AC wires. First thing we're going to do is remove the pin connectors. And now we're going to remove about 1/4 inch of the insulation. I like to use this Klein tool stripping tool. And it's as easy as that. Alright, so the brown line is going to go into the far left terminal, and neutral is going to go into the far right terminal. And making the connections using the spring connector is really simple. All you have to do is use a flathead screwdriver, push down on this area right here, insert the cable fully, release the screwdriver, and just give it a slight tug to confirm that it's in securely. Alright, and both cables have been inserted, and the middle ground connection is not being used in this scenario. Now we're going to connect the original DC output cable to the 6 gray terminals here. Pin 1 is the one closest to the power LED. The cables are all currently different lengths, so I'm going to clean things up and cut them so that they're the same length. And now that they're roughly the same length, let's strip around 1/4 inch off of each one of these cables. And now let's give these ends a bit of a twist so they don't get frayed when you're inserting them into the connectors. Now I'm going to follow the details in the instructions. The yellow wire goes into pin 1, orange in pin 2, black goes into pins 3 and 4, green goes into pin 5, and finally blue goes into pin 6. Alright, and here we have all 6 cables inserted. We got yellow, orange, black, green, and blue per the instructions. And after I inserted each one of the cables, I did give it a bit of a tug to confirm that it's inserted and seated firmly. Alright, I just plugged in the mains, and I am now gonna power it on. Okay, the AC side looks good. The power LED is now on. And to prevent from getting shocked, don't touch any parts inside the universal PSU. This power supply does discharge the capacitor after being shut down, but ReActiveMIcro still recommends waiting at least 10 seconds before touching any components. Alright, I set the multimeter to DC. Range is 20. To capture all the information correctly. Pin 1 and 2 are common, so probe pin 3 should be 12. Okay, we got 12.15. 4 should be plus 5, 4.97. 5 should be negative 5. Perfect, negative 5 right on the dot. And 6 should be negative 12. Negative 11.87. Okay, we're looking good. I'm gonna close her back up. Alright, I just reinstalled all 10 screws, 5 on each side, and now I'm gonna install it into the Apple IIe Platinum's case. Alright, carefully place the power supply in the approximate location. I then flipped the case to the side and installed the 4 screws that secure the power supply in place. And now let's insert the plug into the motherboard. And push until it clicks into place. Okay, I plug the power supply into the mains. I'm gonna hit the power switch, and if all is well, the power LED should turn on and we should hear a beep. Nice. Got the beep and the red LED. Alright, I just plugged in a disk drive. Alright, let's power it on. I absolutely love that noise. Hey, alright. Oregon Trail is starting up. Alright, let's try a self-test for the Apple IIe Platinum. The process is a little bit different. We're going to hold the Option Open Apple button and turn it on. Nice. And I know it's a little bit hard to see, but it does say that the system is okay. And the camera is not picking it up well, but Bard's Tale is working as expected. I'm going to run through a couple games. I've been testing the new power supply for several days and it's been fantastic. No issues. Yeah, it does cost more than replacing out the original refas and caps, but you're getting modern technology. The unit runs cooler, cleaner, and more efficiently than the original Apple II power supplies that are at least 30 years old. It's fully ULCE certified, plus you get a 2-year warranty. I found the $70 I paid for the unit well worth it. The installation was straightforward. You can get the custom output cable to make the install even more simple, but using the cable is just fine, especially since I had no intentions of using the original power supply's components. I'll put links to the power supply and tools used in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.